This has always been a visionary city, and I think that drives policy. I think it's the vision that drives the policy. And I think it's important for us to continue to dream big, to have big ideas, and then to work to move those things in the right direction. And quite frankly, beyond elected officials, this is the point in time in which the people themselves, I think, will have the greatest influence. Okay? So take elected officials out. You know, I think people have to be reminded that as elected officials, we are employees. Okay? We are employees. You all are the employers. And I think we've kind of gotten that twisted. Okay? So employees need to exercise their, employers need to exercise their authority and make sure that the employees, and I'm an employee, I serve at your pleasure. Okay? But vision. And not get caught up in yesterday's model, because yesterday's model will not apply to today and where we're going. When I ran for office, my daughter said to me something I've never forgotten. She says, Mayor, Father, when you become mayor, build this city not for people your age and older. Build this city for people my age and younger. That was the advice she gave to me. And let me tell you, that is even more true today, that we must build a city for this generation going forward, not for the generation of yesterday. Otherwise, we will miss, and people and businesses will go to cities that are visionary and are building a city for their workforce. We'll miss it if we try to design and build a city yesterday. Yes, James. You know, we're pretty much at the end of the commitment that was made. You know, I want to thank the Kenners and all for the investment and so many others that made that investment in Bayou 2020. And now we're looking to the next round. And that's where our 45 project, for example, can be a part of that. Because there are opportunities for a lot of park space, green and park space. Okay? Right now, we're in Discovery Green. A part of I-45, for example, it will take place. You take the east side, another park opportunity. In Midtown, another park opportunity. North Main, another park and green space opportunity. But you have to work also with your existing green space that exists currently right now. So I'm excited. You know, this is the vision of I-45, for example, is where you construct it in such a way that the focus is not on the freeway. The focus is on everything else. I-45 kind of just disappears. Now, is it moving people? Is it serving as an evacuation route? Okay. Is it creating an infrastructure for safe users? Absolutely. The answer is yes to all of that. But you design it and build it in such a way that the focus is not on the freeway. You see everything else. But it meets all of the needs. Okay? Conventional in the sense of meeting the needs, but futuristic in the sense of how the city is being designed. So that when people are looking at the city of Houston going forward, they don't see all of these freeways. What they see is a city that's futuristic, where people are, yes, using your freeways, but they're walking, they're biking, they are using managed lanes, transit. All of those things are taking place. And it's ecologically clean. Got it? All right? Got it all? We all on the same page? Anybody disagreeing with me? This is your time. I won't be offended. You can't vote for me again, so I mean, best time to talk to me right now. Well, you know, I'm not going to ask them to take down their amendments. They know how to read my vibes. They are so kind. You won't find a better set of council members anywhere in the United States of America. Now ask me on Wednesday afternoon how I feel. No, but even on that, I will tell you one thing I am proud of. We have worked very well together. It's good to have people's opinions. I don't have any problem with that. It's good to express people. But on balance, and I would say 99% of the time, it is a very collegiate body. And it's not run based on party affiliation, which I like. Okay. So in that sense, I'm very, very pleased. And then, quite frankly, and our relationship with some of our congressional members, quite good. And they come and visit me, don't they? And so I extend my best to people like Congressman McCall and others who have just been a good friend and supporter. So I'm very, very pleased with that. Okay? I'm sorry, Stephanie. Well, and I would tell you, we do want to be a part of the conversation. When people are looking at cities, especially now, it is important for us to be a part of the conversation. My relationship with Secretary Buttigieg has been great. My relationship with Secretary Fudge of HUD has been great, and many of those components. I do also. Where's David Fields? I want to acknowledge David. David is my point person on transportation at the City of Houston. If you like what I had to say, I spent all night. If you didn't like what I have to say, David. But no, David has been great. I appreciate you. David has been great in helping us and spearheading our transportation policies. It is a collective effort. And I would tell you as mayor what I know. No one person drives anything by him or herself. So David and Carol and Margaret and so many others have participated in making things happen and being constructive. So I really, I'm indebted to them. I've had a great team, still have a great team. So thank you so very, very much. And then lastly, it is a destination city. I would tell you that I would not be heading the African American Mayors Association or the U.S. Climate Mayors or being the board chair of the Global Resilient Cities all at the same time, but for the fact that people are looking at the city of Houston. It's not given to me just because of me, but when you start talking about resilience and all that we have in this city, they came to me to be the board chair of Resilient Cities. U.S. Climate Mayors would not have... The mayor of Houston being head of the U.S. Climate Mayors, 474 of them. But they also recognize what's taking place in the city of Houston. And the same thing with the African American mayors. The point that I'm making, we have to do everything we can to make sure that people are looking at the city and what we're doing in this city and that they are following our lead and not necessarily we're following theirs. And so that's why it's so important for us to get things right and to do it together. And I remain very optimistic. Elijah, I love you dearly. I tell you, TxDOT is just the best. And so, but Elijah and I have worked together for a long time. And so I look forward to continuing to work with her and her team. So I think I buttered up enough. Anybody else that I need to butter up a little bit? Tom, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. Thank you.
You're doing fine?
Yes, sir.
Are we going to be ready when people go back to work on June 1st?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. Bus occupancy is up higher?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Who else in here do I need to pick on? How is Congress doing? But let me take an opportunity. I have a couple of minutes. Let me take an opportunity to say this. Let me take this opportunity. I'm great. I love the lead in. I like that. And I didn't plan it either. But I'm sure that I'm going to take advantage of it. So, but let me just say this. When GLO made their announcement a week ago, you would have thought that Harvey did not hit Houston, Harris County. When you give $0 of infrastructure dollars coming from the Fed to Houston and just $90 million to parts of Harris County, you would have thought that Harvey did not hit Houston and Harris County. What is that about? When the reason for $4.3 billion coming to Texas is because Houston and Harris County experienced a little more than 50% of the damage. And it was to mitigate the risk of future flooding. And if you do it on a proportional basis, $1 billion should have gone to Harris County, $1 billion should have gone to Houston. And you know something is wrong with that decision when every commissioner, Democrat and Republican in Harris County, every commissioner, Commissioner Ellis and Commissioner Cagle on the same page? Every commissioner. And then on Houston City Council, Councilmember Kubosh, Councilmember Mike Knox, Councilmember Travis, and Pollard and Robinson and Cisneros, every last one of them on the same page. Every last one signing the same letter. And why is that? And the reason being is that when God decides to allow it to rain, it rains on everybody. And if you're in Kingwood or Clear Lake or Third Ward or Sunnyside or the East End, Magnolia Place or Fort Bend, you get the rain. And over the last 14 days, we've gotten a lot of rain. And if you get a lot of rain, if you don't have the right infrastructure in place, regardless of what you build or what mode of transportation, you will come to a halt. Okay? And then what will people, where this is a destination city, what will they say if they come to a city and you just keep flooding? All of a sudden they decide this is not the place where we want to be. It's not the place. So for GLO, for Commissioner George Bush, to simply say 0 to Houston, and then to come back yesterday and to say it was the federal policy, are you kidding me? Your state action plan, you submitted it last year, not this year. And you don't have to go through the feds or the HUD. If you want to do a direct allocation, all he has to do is amend his state action plan and make the direct allocation. And award Harris County the $1 billion and award the city of Houston. And then what is this? You're going to give $750 million to Harris County? Well, where's Houston in that equation? Explain that to me. It is that type of foolishness. It's that type of foolishness that, quite frankly, I don't have very much patience with. I done got to the point. Those type of games I don't like playing. I just choose not to play. And so I've reached the point where I say to the people of the state of Texas, to the people in the city of Houston, to the people in Harris County, you must now speak up. Because I don't want to be a part of the sideshow. I'm not a gladiator in the ring and everybody is in the stands. We all must be participants in this process. But that makes no sense. And who are you hurting? Who are you hurting? So GLO is, Margaret, I didn't see you back there. There you are, Margaret. How you doing? But GLO is wrong on this. They're just flat out. There's no other way to put it. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging that you are wrong and making it right. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to play games. You don't have to place blame someplace else. Just acknowledge, for whatever reason, it was wrong. That's all you got to do. And then let's move forward. And we're good. And I'll call him my good friend. And when he gets ready to announce that he's running for something else, I'll listen to him. But I shall not support him. I've gotten to the point I'm too old for games. And there's too much at stake. And people's lives are at stake. So let's move past it. So that was more. Now you know you should have asked me that question. All right, thank you all so very much. I'm sitting down.